Heavy machines could be seen tearing through ceilings and walls as demolition continued today on the White House's East Wing. Construction is forging ahead, even though officials say they still need to submit plans for President Donald Trump's $250 million ballroom project to a body that oversees federal building construction. Tessa Bennett joins us in studio with more on Trump's White House construction plan. Tessa?
Manisa, critics have been very vocal about the rapid progression of the project, demanding a review process take place before any further construction happens on the landmark. The National Trust for Historic Prevention also asked the Trump administration to pause work, expressing concern that the proposed 90,000 square foot ballroom would overwhelm the White House itself, which is just 55,000 square feet. After first starting demolition on the historic White House's East Wing earlier this week, construction continued today for President Donald Trump's $250 million ballroom.
You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound.
This despite still lacking approval for construction from the National Capital Planning Commission, which approves work and renovations to government buildings in Washington. Gordon Bach, contributing editor at Traditional Building magazine and freelance architectural historian, says structural changes made to the White House in the past have typically stemmed from practical needs, like adding a press room and additional wings.
So it's an old building, and then they added wings in the early 19th century. During President Wilson's administration, as well as on the other side. And this is for, modern needs, offices and things like that.
Dramatic shots show scenes of walls, windows, and ceilings being torn apart in the area of the White House, typically used as the base of operations for the First Lady and the entrance for visitors attending social events at the Capitol.
So you'll have drinks, cocktails, everything on this floor. And then they'll say, welcome to dinner. You walk into the ballroom, Mr. Senators, and you're going to see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped.
The project was first announced over the summer, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said at the time the East Wing offices would be temporarily relocated during construction. According to the Associated Press, she also assured nothing would be torn down in the process of renovating.
So the East Wing is going to be modernized. The necessary construction will take place, and for those who are housed in the East Wing, including the Office of the First Lady, the White House Military Office, the White House Visitors Offices, those offices will be temporarily relocated while the East Wing is being modernized.
A number of U.S. National Preservation Committees and historians have sounded the alarm over the destruction of the East Wing. The National Trust for Historic Prevention sent a letter to the National Capital Planning Commission, National Park Service, and Commission of Fine Arts regarding the construction, saying in part, "We acknowledge the utility of a larger meeting space at the White House, but we are deeply concerned that the massing and height of the proposed new construction will overwhelm the White House itself." Trump's proposed ballroom would be 90,000 square feet, and the White House footprint is 55,000 square feet.
Some people resist change. There's a lot of change going on in Washington, D.C. and in the United States right now. All these pictures of demolition, earth-moving equipment and demolition equipment, taking pieces out of an iconic building, it shakes people up a little bit, yeah.
When asked in the Oval Office late this afternoon about the demolition plans to the East Wing, which now include leveling it entirely, Trump said he and his team had been transparent throughout the whole process.